So in this video, we're gonna talk about two things here: the exact next wipe date and the pre-wipe season ratings for permanent extra stash space. First, I will briefly talk about what pre-wipe season rating is and the reward about it. Pre-wipe season ratings started right after they announced on July 19th during Tarkov TV stream, where the game devs talked about the game developments.
We will have the rating system activated,
starting a race for every players to compete for all these different categories. What's interesting about is that if you get into top 10, you will get a permanent extra stash space.
So if you will participate and win any category of the rating system before the wipe will happen, you will have an option to activate this additional 2 rows in your stash, no matter the version of the game. It will stay with you forever.
Why are we talking about these two things simultaneously? Is that this ratings deadline is deeply involved to the wipe date. As they said here, the season will run from the time this post is published until the content update is released, after which the new season will begin. Which they are practically saying the wipe will happen after the pre-wipe rating season ends. So when will it end? It might be obvious that it shows the time left on the right part of the webpage. However, we have multiple reports that people have seen time left to be 26 days rather than 42 days right after they've opened the pre-wipe season ratings webpage. This can be seen on Reddit, as you can see here, and also on my comment section of my video. And also on official Discord that people are talking about 26 days rather than 42 days. This seemed like they accidentally leaked wipe date through the time left of pre-wipe season ratings and tried to fix it. This is more likely because Nikita said, "I can't tell you the wipe date" during the Tarkov TV stream.
The wipe will be in August, and the patch will be in August too. When exactly it will be in August, I can't tell you.
So the exact wipe date is either 26 days later from July 19th, which is August 14th, or maybe 42 days after, which is August 30th. I have higher stakes on 14th since, number one, why would Nikita say "I can't tell you" if it's just obvious that the time left on the ratings webpage now is correct and will indicate the wipe anyways? Number two, the next wipe will be too short if it ends on August 30th, only 4 months of a single season. So for the December wipe, it's gonna be too short. It's gonna be only 4 months of a whole wipe. And even though BSG is hard-working devs, I've seen them making so much mistakes so many times to believe that 26 days were just a bait. But I will also give credit, a little credit, to 42 days left and August 30th for the wipe date, since the scheduled features and content updates are quite a lot if you look at the roadmap. And you guys know they are kinda slow even though they are hard-working. Now we need to actually talk about the pre-wipe season ratings. The reward might be not too big, but it's also a permanent reward. And a deadline of pre-wipe season ratings being this confusing and flexible, and it just doesn't make sense for me. So I wouldn't really recommend you guys to go for it. What if it wipes before the time left deadline? People are dedicating into it and then all of a sudden they don't go for the promised date and will just wipe all of a sudden before this. Moreover, the ratings leaderboard is super suspicious already. Have you guys seen it? It has 69 KD for a single person. Well, this guy is a little bit better than the below guy. This person has 64 KD. In 12 minutes, 13 raids, 31% survival rate. I'm not exactly sure it's meant to be calculated, but the 31% survival rate with the 64 KD just doesn't make sense. And moreover that, only 12 minutes of a gameplay during 13 raids? This has gotta be a mistake or error on the leaderboard, on the ratings, or maybe it might be a cheat. There's a higher chance of there's gonna be a lot of cheaters here, because we already had a similar experience, but as you can see on one of these images, we got the Season 5 ratings. At that time, we had previous season and next season buttons, but they removed it, which is more making us like unreliable to push on these kind of seasonal ratings rewards. But anyways, as you can see here, there's bunch of barred names all over in the ratings. And you know what these are? These are the banned people. There's barely anyone who is not banned on the top 100 ratings. Look at all these numbers of people. Almost 90% of the people have been banned from the top 100. This is very likely a honeypot for the cheaters. So I kind of want to mention a couple of things here. First of all, don't go for it. I don't really recommend you guys doing this because the time left is kind of being suspicious. And also, very high chance of cheaters being on the leaderboard. So because of deadline being suspicious, it's a very high chance they might end the leaderboard all of a sudden, the ratings season all of a sudden, and just wipe the game. And also, very high chance that cheaters can be here, as you can see from the results we had on Season 5 already. So you can be simply overtaken, and VSG has a record of banning people who's been falsely accused or mistakenly accused. But I wouldn't really recommend on going for these kind of seasonal ratings rewarding system with top 10 or top 100 whatever. There are some people who's defending these kind of people with this high KDs, saying that we are bozos for not realizing that it's possible. You're all bozos for real. This is counting AI as a KD. Noobs gonna hate on everyone doing better than them. This is easily obtainable if you are really good and specifically grinding for top 10. Shocking. I think he only saw the KD and started mentioning about it. As you can see here, KD is 64, but rather than that, more suspicious parts are that he had 13 raids and 31% of survival rate and 12 minutes of playtime. I don't know, man, that just doesn't make sense to anyone. Think about it. 12 minutes, 13 raids. No. It's gotta be a mistake or a cheat. And I highly think this is gonna be a cheat. Let's actually go for the experience part. I mean, experience part is kind of understandable, to be honest. Most of them. I'm not gonna look into every single thing. Survival rate, 100%. So he did one raid and survived it. But I don't know what they're gonna do with the survival rate. This is stupid. Maybe the first guy who got in, maybe, or maybe with a higher KD and higher level, maybe I guess they're gonna do it like that. But there's gonna be tons of people who's gonna have 100% of survival rate. This thing is also kind of stupid. And average profit, there's a dude who already made 134 million rubles in 6 raids. I mean, he could have found a bunch of key cards, color key cards. Maybe that might be the reason, because these kind of profits will be calculated on its base price if you sell it to the traders. And the kills. The kills is the most legitimate part in my opinion. You can literally see that there are a bunch of streamers, and I hate the part when people talk about the streamers, they might be cheating, but are you gonna believe in a random person who's not streaming and playing alone? Or the guy who streams in front of a bunch of people while showing his screen? Who is more believable? Like, is this even a question? I know there's a way to hide the screen, hide the cheat screen and everything, but just think about it. Anyways, so there's a bunch of kills. This is completely understandable. Big shout out on these guys, but there's gonna be also cheaters here too, obviously. The guys who's streaming equals not cheating. I don't mean by that, but I think there's a lot less chance for streamers to be cheating, okay? A guy who's hiding behind the scenes and then doing all those kills, compared to that, a guy who's streaming in front of a bunch of people, okay? And next up is the raise. I think these raids are calculating by just getting into the raid and then get off, just disconnect, getting into a raid, disconnect, getting into a raid, disconnect. Because look at that, 0% survival rate. So this is like obvious just spamming. So these are legitimate. These guys are not cheaters, obviously. Look at the guy on the playtime, 41 minutes and 497 rays. I mean, he might be using some auto clickers, maybe. The longest shot. This is also a bit suspicious. It's still kind of possible if you shoot a guy from one map end to the other end map diagonally. Yeah, I guess it's possible if you kind of cheese it. I have a video about me shooting a grenade launcher from a road camp to the Lightkeeper Lighthouse Island. It was 1,300 meters shot with the kill on Jiriachi or maybe his guards. Got the playtime 18 hours. So I think you gotta actually play the game, not stay on the screen and then just be like, okay, I'm in the game, so I got the playtime. I remember this guy. This guy was like the guy who gave in the most bandages too. And we got the inventory value, which is really high, 1.5 billion. That's a lot. Well, still possible. 1.5 billion is, I think, still possible. That I think they're just showing the total values of the inventory they already have, and maybe they sold a bunch of stuffs. They sold everything in their stash, and it will show after 10 minutes, maybe something like that. Not really interested that much. Trading ratings. This can be like kind of cheesed by like trading with two different accounts. You buy, you sell stuff with really expensive one, and then you have a like second account which has a bunch of rubles, which is also kind of a little bit weird, but you can buy all the stuffs and then you can sell all those stuffs and get a bunch of trade ratings. So yeah, I think it's possible. These are possible. Some of these guys were showing a CS:GO role. I don't really know that part, but it's like an RMT place where you buy and sell stuff in a website. There was like a logo for that, for this guy and this guy. So I was being like, okay. Anyway, so what do you guys think? Also, please do tell me if you guys know about the Season 5 and if people were rewarded in the order of after banning the cheaters, or maybe the opposite. BSD rewarded them and then started banning them. Honeypot for the cheaters. Is this the first time or is it the second time? Because you can see it here. Please do comment about that part, because I don't really remember Season 5. I barely played the game. I didn't even open the flea market as far as I remember. And also, please do comment what you guys think about the wipe date. Is it gonna be August 14th or 30th? Also, please do tell us what do you think about the ratings. Is it gonna be an obvious honeypot, or is it actually viable? And if you think the guys on the top ratings are actually legitimate dudes. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great day and also have fun for the upcoming events. I'm pretty sure they're gonna drop an event on weekends. Be ready for that. They already did a bunch of updates before that, which they didn't really show us what they did. They took a lot of hours for those updates. So I'm guessing that they planted a lot of events for the weekends until the wipe happens. So be ready for that too. And I'll see you in the next video while showing you guys the event. Bye bye!